Hey, you asked for it, didn't you? You asked for the World Championship, and here it's happening on day 5. As I said, Tokyo is living up to its reputation being the costly city to live in. It's quite an expensive place. It's not only costly to live in Tokyo, it's very costly to be an athlete right now. Drama, winners, losers, vulnerability, falling outs, drama is unfolding in Tokyo, and we are not missing anything, but we are glued on TV. Day 5 proven to be another day that we can sum up by saying winner takes it all. On the way, there's carnage, there's collateral damages. Defending champions are pretty much told to limp to the finish line. It's happening in Tokyo, the drama city of World Championship, my friend. Let's slow down in this Tukoryada and visit the moon. There we are going to find Katie Moon. She wins in a jump in pole vault 490. Second place, Maurice, our compatriot, America 1-2 in pole vault. And there you have it. Katie Moon, 3 times world champions, does not disappoint the crowd. In her last jump, she lands safely in the moon. While we're having that view in the moon, let's go to the long jump and look at Furlani, the Roman dude, the Italian, Mtoto wa Furlani. A lot of hair, but a lot of swagger. He comes back on Jamaica. He comes back on Jamaican and does his thing with the 839 and wins gold for Italy. That place was Hungary or somebody. I don't remember, long name. I don't know. One top dog here is anybody but the Italian Furlani. What? I'll mention somebody in field events. Winfred Yavi, the only standing Kenyan in the field events. This guy won the World Championship in 2013. Winfred Yavi, 1 hour away from Nandi Hills in Tindiret Valley as you head towards Kisumu. If you don't know your map, this guy is still throwing 80 plus meters in javelin. He qualifies the next round. We'll see the final. Aha! You think we've just gotten warmed up here? Yes, we have, because right now I'm gonna take you to the drama arena of 3,000 steeplechase. You know what, somebody's gonna push that pace in the final. You knew Cheputh, the Ugandan, was gonna mix it up quick, and she decides to take it on. It was an East African affair. Tunisian breaks the national record. I forgot her name. It's a complicated name, but don't get me started with names here. I chew them, spit them out. She gets 4th, but that's not the story, my friend. The story is what happened. There's a lot of accidents. They should investigate this event right now because there's a lot of issues happening in steeplechase, both men and women. A lot of casualties. It should be a crime scene right now, but that's just my take. Because Cheputh, thinking 600 meters to go, she's gonna do something special. Yavi decides to take the lead. Things are happening. Cheputh crashes. Reminds you of Girma last time in the Olympics when Girma, the Ethiopian, crashes and becomes a casualty of the final. Here we have another casualty of the final in Cheputh Chemo. She goes down and stays down. And then Yavi at the penultimate bell. She goes for the bell. She goes for Bahrainian. She thinks she has it. And Faith is playing what I call double down Faith stuff. You get inspired by Faith Kipyegon. Faith Cherotich has grown as she has become in front of us. She says, no. By the way, that was the best I've seen of Faith Cherotich. She waits and patiently, when we come to that barrier, the water barrier, where you either get dipped, either it's a Red Sea or it's a Dead Sea for you in that water barrier. She decides to go for the Red Sea. So the water parts and Faith Cherotich sees gold and she seizes it and takes it home. Another fourth medal. Straight up. It is another woman from Kenya that delivers gold for the country from the east. There was a disaster right there by the Lemgole Doris, the national champion collegiate, and Cheruto, the Kazakhstan. They had to contend with, wow, that was carnage. That was disaster. And I tell you what, it turns out to be Kenyan gold, Yavi silver, and what is her name? The Alewei, the Ethiopians get a bronze. 1, 2, 3. But the story here again is to see the beauty of women. The credibility of women in Kenya has been vilified. They've been vindicated here, okay? They've been vindicated in this World Championship thus far. We've seen it. We're gonna see more of it. And I tell you what, it's becoming, they should just be sending women the World Championship from Kenya. That's just my suggestion here. I'm looking at it very closely. I'm saying, what else can they not do? What else can they not do? There's more to come from Kenyan women, because it's becoming a show, a big show, a upstaging of the men that we've seen in the past. Men live in the past in Kenya, okay? Men are pretty much right now, we are looking back and says, okay, you did it back then. But right now we are looking at Faith, double down on Faith. We have the winner, what's her name, Cherotich in the marathon. And what else do we want? We just want them to do what they've been doing best here, which is deliver gold to a country that deserves gold at the moment. And then I take a deep breath and I say, you know what? I've lost all my savings. If you're a gambler in sports, you know what it means to lose. I'm not promoting it here. I'm not suggesting you start gambling in sports. It's a high risk, because in this track and field, I've been talking a lot about Laros, Niles the Dutch, who has been having a great season, the 1500 meters. Joshka, the defending champion. Timothy Cheruiyot, 2019 world champion. Who else is missing? Jacob, of course, was a casualty. The best young juggernaut from Kenya, Furlani of Italy, was not here. Then we have a final of uncertainty. We don't even know what's going to happen here. I tell you what, it becomes tactical, and people thought it's going to play right into the hands of the youth, the Laros Nas, who might run at 25, maybe flat in the last 200. You think so? You thought so? I thought so. I was proven wrong, and that's why we watch the sport. Right there before we come to 1200, Cheruiyot says, I did this in Doha in 2019. Let me do this again. Let me push the pace. It was very slow, my friend. 159, the first 800 meters. It was anybody's race. It was anybody's race. Well, the first one to go down, a limping goat from England, the defending champion, George Kerr, starts to limp, and he limps himself to the finish line as dead last. I haven't even mentioned the winner, because I have no idea where Lisbon is. I don't know idea where Portugal is. I've never been there. Huh? Ureno, that's what they call it. Ureno, my friend, the son of Abraham, Isaac Nader, comes out of lane 4 in the home straight, runs Whitman from UK, runs him to the ground pretty much, and tells him, let me tell you something. We are going to Lisbon, we're not going to London. From London to Lisbon in a split of a second, it was over. Portuguese Isaac Nader, the son of Abraham, wins it. I tell you what, I'll never speak again about predictions. I have a big mouth, but not the 1500, my friend. What turns out was that there was only one consolation for Kenyans here. Raymond Cheruiyot redeems men who are pretty much at the bottom of the pit, trying to redeem themselves. They get a bronze here. As Whitman, the Brit, gets silver. And everything is all about Lisbon and Portugal. Isaac Nader, Americans would say. You remember that guy running for the presidency in the 90s? Maybe this is his son. I told you so. You lost your money. I lost my money in the 1500 meters. We are all losers. but we have a winner from Portugal, Isaac Nader. Let me tell you something. This was drama. This was beautiful. That's why we watch it. We turn around and we say, we don't know what we are talking about. We know it's going to happen, but not the way we scripted it. Nobody scripted this one for you, even for me. Faith Cherotich, the winner in the 3,000 steeplechase. The 4th gold medal to Kenya. We got a bronze. I'm talking of women, demonstrating why they deserve a space in the top of the pyramid. And we have Katie Moon giving us a view from the moon. Katie Moon. And Furlani, Kijana of Furlani. That was me, my friend. Tuko riadha. Too excited. Got to go. Talk to you later. Tuko riadha. Keep saying subscribe, my friend.